Hey guys, Fred here, welcoming you to a special little announcement. Now, I haven't done a lot of content in the last month, and I understand you guys might be frustrated with that. I mean, you've been so patient, you've been really supportive of me, and I want to give something back. And this is a good little Christmas present and a bit of an apology from me, but I hope you guys will all enjoy it. A December Q&A. You guys like sending me questions, and I like answering them. This thing will happen on the 28th of December, and no, it is not going to be a live stream, so after all of your Christmas turkey has been eaten, all of your decorations have been put away, then you can sit down on this day for a little while and listen to me answer your queries, which is all well and good because I enjoy it. Now, before you go ahead furiously typing and thinking away about what you want to ask me, please listen to these 4 or 5 rules that I will be putting out that'll hopefully enable you to get more of an understanding of what I'm after for this thing. First of all, of course, 3 questions per person. It's the rule I've had for quite a few years now, and it really works out. Everybody gets their say on a multitude of things, yada yada yada. However, I have the right to refuse to answer any question that you guys send to me, and that can be for a number of reasons, whether someone has asked it already, I find it too personal or too disgusting, or it doesn't fit with the rules that I'm coming up with in this list later on. So if you only have 2 or 1 questions answered, please don't have a go at me and complain, because you've already heard of these rules, you've already listened to this video and heard them, so you have no real ground to stand on for complaining. Now, the second rule is very, very important, and that is that I want variety. I know a lot of you are wrestling fans and you like sending me wrestling questions, but I'm a multi-content channel with a lot of opinions to shell out, a lot of thoughts to shell out, and of course my personal life is always there as well for open picking. So please, don't just send me all wrestling questions and a couple of video game questions and a few personal questions and leave the anime and Friendship is Magic stuff completely barren and empty. The more variety we have in this Q&A, the more entertaining it'll be for me, and the more entertaining it'll be for you guys, because you get to hear a lot more different stuff. And also, if you're afraid of having only a couple of your questions answered and 1 or 2 being chucked away, the more variety from the different content blocks and my personal life that you use, the more likely you're not going to have a problem with anything I've mentioned already, because you'll be giving in questions that I will have no one else in comparison for, and it'll work out. You may have all of your questions answered much faster if you do this method. So you could send me a wrestling, a personal, and a video game, or a personal Friendship is Magic and anime, or a wrestling, anime, and Friendship is Magic. You know what I mean. You can send me a variety, and the more chance you have of getting all of your questions answered. Sure, it makes one of my rulings a bit stuck in the mud and a bit redundant, but it means it's better for you guys overall, and it's better for me answering the questions. Now, in terms of other questions I don't really want asked, I don't want questions like this. What if Daniel Bryan jumped over the guardrail at a WWE house show and started porking his wife in the middle of the ring? How would you and the crowd react? I don't like answering those questions. I've had them so much in the past. And it just, all I can say is, yeah, I would be shocked. I don't have really much of a response for it. It doesn't allow me to go in depth and go on and on like I like doing with some questions that you guys send through. And it just annoys me how my Q&As fill up with these questions. It just becomes annoying to answer. So, if you would please not send me those, I'd be very appreciative. Second of all, in this, that please, this is a message to Yalpapoka or any YouTuber who wants to ask me about other YouTubers. You can mention a YouTuber. Just don't go into full overdrive and ask me multiple questions about that one particular YouTuber. If you want to ask me about a YouTube channel, go ahead and ask me about a YouTube channel. Don't throw in tons of them. I know, Yalpapoka, you got really upset at me for having a go at you for all those Deluxe Man questions, but they annoyed me so much last time that I had to say enough is enough. Hopefully, this rule will go by with a lot of good faith, and you will enable yourself to give me a lot more different questions, because that's what I want. That's what I need to make this question and answer session entertaining. And finally, importantly of all, is that you must give me your questions in the most legible form of English you can. Now, I know some of you, English may not be your first language, So I'm probably going to have to give you a bit of leniency on that one. But in the past, I've had to reword a lot of questions just to understand what you're trying to ask me, so answering it becomes a lot easier, and it doesn't really sound like you guys sent me the questions. So I want to enable you guys to have your questions as sent through to me come out on the Q&A as exactly the same form that you sent me them with. So if you can put them in the most legible form of English that's easy to understand for me, I will be mostly appreciative. And yeah, that's all the rules done. But you have a lot of different ways of getting your questions to me. Unlike just sending me through YouTube as you've done in the past. You can still send me your questions through the YouTube Messenger, but you can also put them on the discussion page on my channel outright. You can put them in the comments section of this video. You can send me through Twitter via direct message if I follow you and you follow me, which is only going to be for a specific few of you. You can send a question through via Twitter with the hashtag CCNetworkQ&A. You can send it through Facebook via the message page, not just on my personal page if you have that, but also my CC Network page outright. There's a lot of different ways you can do it, but the other way, the last way, is Ask.fm. I have remembered that I have this thing. It's under a different name, of course, so if you've answered questions through to me in the past through the other one, then you won't have the ability to do that. The new link is down in the description box. If you want to send in individual questions through that, then all's well and good. However, if I find out that some of you are using an alternate ego to get through more than 3 questions to me, I will be doing some really bad things, like naming and shaming you at the beginning of the Q&A to say, hey, I know who this is, please don't do this again, or even worse things may happen. Because last time, like Yapapoka noted, I publicly named and shamed someone, and they got pissed off at me for doing so because I didn't follow the exact stringent rules I have. So, if you don't want that to happen, I'd much appreciate it if you follow the rules and just give the questions through in the right place. I'll feel more appreciative that you guys have listened, you guys will feel happy when your questions get answered, that all will be good, and it all follows on well. So hopefully you guys are looking forward to this. December 28th is the date, 27th of December is the cutoff. So get all of your questions in by then, but don't send them all to me right away. If you want to take some time, take some time. And guys, I hope you have a great December and January, because it will be on my front, because I have a lot of content planned and I've got to do a lot of work to ensure it's all made. So guys, I hope you're looking forward to the Christmas period. I know I am, and it should be a lot of fun for everyone concerned, with this Q&A being a little cherry on top of the cake. I've been Freddie Thomas, you've been people listening, this has been a CC Network Q&A announcement, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers!